$5.5 billion. Not bad when you consider Jerry Jones bought the team for $150 million in 1989. Not only did the Cowboys top the list for the 5th consecutive year, but they were also the only NFL team to make the top 5. So, Shannon, with all this money floating around, is this a good or bad thing for Dak Prescott?
It's not anything. It's frustrating for Dak, Skip, because he sees a franchise worth $5.5 billion. He sees Jerry Jones' net worth is about $8 billion, which is $3 billion has happened in the last decade. So Dak is like, Skip, this is how it goes. And I was explaining this to Steve and I were talking to my crack research. We the best team, we the best duo.
Steve Owens, who won a Heisman.
They keep on talking about Shaq, Kobe, and Kareem Magic. I think that Steve Owens and Shannon Sharp might be right there with them. Best duo right there with them.
I know every word that comes out of your mouth sounds like Steve told you to say that.
So,
right?
Skip, I'm looking at it like this. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, Dak Prescott is one of Jerry's sons. And he watched his other sons, Amari Cooper, Zeke Elliott, DeMarcus Lawrence, Jalen Smith. He saw all these other guys get elaborate birthday parties. Jerry Jones spared no expense. And he said, Dak, when your birthday comes, I'm going to take care of you too. And then they like, oh, it's my birthday, finally, after 4 years. Like, Dak's like, I must have been born on leap year because I see everybody else signing every year. But anyway, he says, it's my birthday. And instead of saying, Dak, we're going to give you this big, elaborate birthday party, they say, Dak, we're going to have to cut back on your birthday party. Is that okay with you? Dak said, well, wait a minute. You told me if I waited my turn, I was going to get what was rightfully mine. And so Dak is looking at it like, Skip, you gave Amari top dollar. You gave DeMarcus Lawrence top dollar. You gave Zeke Elliott top dollar. And not one time did you ask them guys to give you a hometown discount. Before we even start negotiating, you says, I'm going to need you to give me a haircut. And Dak says, no. See, that's what's frustrating, Skip. It's like I tell my kids, Skip, the kid used to ask me, well, Daddy, can I get this? I'm like, Daddy ain't got no money. They look at me like, Daddy, stop playing. Dak is looking at Jerry. Skip, you know, Dak read the paper. He's like, hold on. Jerry, you worth how much? $8 billion? The Cowboys worth $5.5 billion, more than any other sports franchise in all the world? And you haggling me after you've given everybody else what they've asked for and more. Amari Cooper got 20 minutes. Skip, you know good and well, Amari Cooper is not a top 5 receiver. He might be barely in the top 10, but he's paid, he's compensated. D-Law is compensated like he's Aaron Donald. And Dak is like, wait a minute. Skip, you got the budget. It seems like Jerry budgeted for everybody else except Dak Prescott. Skip, the salary cap is not tied to the value of the franchise. It's not like, I guess in soccer, how much revenue you generate, that's how much money you can spend. It's not like that in football. Everybody's under the same cap, $198.2 million this year. So Dak, and I understand you looking at it like, man, he got all this money. He got a $250 million yacht. He got this, he got that. But it's not tied to the salary cap. It's just frustrating that Dak says everybody else I've watched patiently sat back, biding my time.
Hey, Jordan, email me again
my time
because
to get paid.
we've had so many
and it's a no-go.
So
I
many
got to do
emails
franchise time.
So
it's frustrating.
So now it's my turn to wipe all the Cowboy hate off my face. I need windshield wipers over here to rid myself of the Cowboy hate spewed across the table.
I like that. You know I like that. That's my guy.
Burgundy and gold all
hate
day.
my team. So you want my team's salary cap wrecked by Dak Prescott. So, back to the question. Good thing, bad thing for Dak, that this team is ranked #1 by Forbes in the world. The most valuable team for 5 straight years. No team in the United States had ever been ranked #1 until Dallas broke through, the Dallas Cowboys, 5 years ago, and then they held the ranking 5 straight years.
They go compete on it.
They're worth $5.5 billion. And to me, this should have been, could still be, a great thing for Dak Prescott.
How?
This team isn't just America's team, it is the world's team.
Yeah.
And Dak Prescott isn't just this quarterback or that quarterback, he's the quarterback. He's playing the glamour position for the glamour team.
Correct.
This is the Hollywood Cowboys. Hollywood as in Central Hollywood in Dallas, Texas. I've never seen anything like it. We could talk the rest of this day and into tomorrow about why it happened and why it continues to feed off itself, but it does. And what it means is that you can cash in as the Cowboy quarterback on all the off-the-field endorsements and appearances. You're up there in the Brady range. You're in the Mahomes range. In fact, you might even be above them in the ability to endorse and to appear. You know how appearance fees work.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott can just name his price right now. Last year, Dak Prescott.
Karen.
We say he's the most charismatic quarterback in the league. No, he's not.
No.
Does he have the most dynamic personality of any quarterback in football? No, he does not. He's a really good guy, and yet he's a quiet guy. He's a very
quiet.
Sort of careful-spoken guy, but he's not dynamic in interviews. Yet he had 12 national TV commercials just last year. For all I know, he'll have 16 by the time this year starts. Everybody wants a little piece of this action because this is the biggest action in all of sports, not just in the NFL. It's bigger than NBA power, it's bigger than baseball power, it's Cowboy power. And Dak Prescott has the fame, at least by association, of being the quarterback for this team. But unfortunately, his union gave up the right to a salary cap and a franchise tag. That's the deal. And again,
but
you could fight it.
Skip.
Hold out against it. You could do a lot of things, but they didn't. They caved right in.
Man, sit your ass down, Skip. I'm sick and tired. Sick and tired of these haters. I don't know how Skip Bayless can call himself a Dallas Cowboy fan because he is hater number one. Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo and Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business. And let's thank Chuck Benson. Everybody that does a super chat, we are going to be giving away another one of these shot glasses. Aaron Wachowski. Aaron. Where are you, man? I've been looking for you, bro. You won last week, and I'm trying to get a hold of you. Now, let me clarify something real quick. You know I'm old, okay? I used to play special teams, okay? I was the gunner. I want you to understand something now. This doesn't exist now in football. But what my job was, I was the closest man to the center. The kicker. See how crazy I am? My job was watch the kicker. When he starts moving up to the ball, I take off. And so when I get to the line of scrimmage, he's kicking that football, and I am at a full sprint. And believe it or not, I know you're not going to believe this, but I used to run a 4.6 40, 220 pounds. And I'd go flying down that field, and my job was to run into the wall. That brick wall. That frickin' wedge. Head first. And that's why sometimes I miss stuff. So if you would become a channel member, and you did not get your shot glass, not subscriber. There's a difference between subscriber and channel member, okay? Channel memberships are actually the paid memberships. There's 3 different levels and stuff. Please email me at cowboysmark94 or go to the community tab. There's actually a post in there that's actually with a website, a email address that goes, and Michael takes care of it, okay? I do miss stuff. It's not a matter of me trying to screw anybody over. I'm just not real good when it comes to paperwork. I see Cleveland Brown, Derek Young, how you doing? Alan Williams, Gabrielle, Karen, how you doing? Tiara, I'm glad to see you're back. Must be getting close to football season. Tiara's back. I thought I saw Miss Jackie up in here. I know I saw PC, I saw Q, and I saw my man Jet D in the house. I saw Mike J. Crystal, I'm sorry about your leg. Ricky Lee. And I got to tell you, it is great to be able to actually see the comments for once, because I can literally read the comments with my glasses. All right, so here we are. We are now another day. There's Miss Jackie. How you doing, Miss Jackie? Bobby Ice, how you doing? Robbie, okay, see, it's going to be one of those nights. Robbie Radford. Maybe what I need to do is, oh, come on, man. Listen, I got to talk here. Perry Locke. I'm going to have to go. I may have to figure out a different way to do it. Stuart Morrison. And maybe what it is I go back and get everybody who super chatted that show, put it in the list, and then do it that way. So that way I can keep on talking. But anyway, great news for the Dallas Cowboys, because we have again gone through another day without anybody testing positive. And that's huge, because you know that Dallas County and all that down there has been blowing up with COVID. Charles Howard. And for us to not have anybody over the course of 2 weeks come tomorrow not test positive is huge. You hear about like Jacksonville with Gardner Minshew and 4 other Jag players that have tested positive. You hear about the Eagles, of course, Doug Peterson testing positive. You hear about 8 players opting out for New England. If the Dallas Cowboys, and I dare say it may be more important for players not to test positive now than actually later on in the season. And I'm going to say the reason why I say that is because we have new coaches, we have new staff, everything is different. It behooves us to be able to get in as much practice as possible right now and get ourselves on the same page. If you lose a player, down the road and they know what they're doing, then that's fine. But the problem is, if you lose players right now, they're going to miss all of training camp. You got a new system, so then you got somebody who's coming in cold. And the thing about football is you really don't learn much during the week. You put everything in between OTAs and training camp that literally, are you into boxing, Mark? No, I don't box, man. I mean, I used to be into boxing. Uh-oh. What? Hold up. Hang on a second here. Hold up. Let me see if I can. Hang on. Hold up. Are you there? Hang on. Let me see if I can get you on the system here. Hang on. Dang, I wasn't expecting to get a phone call. Hold up. Hang on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Are you there? Philip?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so guys, I wasn't expecting to get any phone calls tonight. I have actually Philip Ebarb online. You know I'm on live, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Philip, what's up?
Oh, man. Same stuff.
Same stuff? Okay. For those of you who don't know, this is actually Dak's uncle. Any news you got for me? Anything? Any tad bit? Any good news?
Well, I just want to set. I want to set some records straight.
Uh-oh. Okay. All right.
When Tad, Dak's brother, makes a comment about how he feels,
Yeah.
it is 100%
Tad.
his word.
Okay.
He has the right to say and feel however he wants.
All right.
But that is not speaking for Dak. I don't speak for Dak. Tad doesn't speak for Dak. Nobody does. Dak is his own man.
I can believe that.
He makes his own mind up. He speaks his mind. He's honest. He's honorable. He's loyal. And he's honest to a fault.
I agree with you on that one.
When Tad says he never liked the Cowboys and he doesn't know how long he'll be pulling for, that doesn't have anything to do with Dak. Well, I don't mean it doesn't have anything to do with it. It doesn't have anything to do with the way Dak feels.
Right. That's his personal opinion.
That's right. So Dak growing up was wearing Cowboy jerseys. I'm going to play quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys when I grow up. He was a fan from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Tad never liked the Cowboys.
Oh, really?
Never, ever. So I wasn't a big Cowboy fan. I've liked a few of the players. I knew Kabika Pittman. Damon LaFleur.
Mm-hmm.
I knew a couple of players at certain times, and we had the guy from Mississippi State, the linebacker, left right before Dak. Can't think of his name right offhand, but
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Daggone,
black-haired guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been a player fan for the Cowboys, but never a Cowboy fan. I'm a Cowboy fan now because I know a bunch of the players. Dak's there, and I'm in. But Dak can say and feel however he wants.
Now,
And
can I ask you a question on this one now? And you may not have the answer to this one. Do you think that Dak holds anything against the team, or is it more so this is just business and it's just the way it is, and there's nothing against the players on the field or any animosity between them?
How many jobs have you had?
Oh, I've had quite a few, and I can't say that I've been in love with any of the people I've worked for, because I always look at it as it's business, and they're trying to make as much money off of me as possible, and they're never going to give me the credit that I deserve.
Okay, so what's different?
I don't see a difference.
There's not.
Don't.
I've worked jobs from coaching and teaching. I've been in bands. Mm-hmm. I've been an instructor, sports instructor. I haven't liked every kid I've worked with. I haven't liked every coach I've worked with. I haven't had a bunch of bosses that I love them all. You can always cross somebody and have issues,
right,
without not being able to work with them. Dak loves his team. He loves the players. He loves Dallas. He loves the Cowboys. He understands what business is business, and he's perfectly fine.
I'm glad to hear that. Well,
and people saying he's greedy, he'll never get back the money that he passed on by playing for himself. He's never going to get the $31 million back that he missed out on when he played his last rookie year, his last rookie contract. I mean, he's not getting that money back. He's not going to get the bonuses and all the other stuff that Goff and Wentz and even your other boy Kirk Cousins and them.
Yeah,
he'll never catch them. So how is he greedy?
Well, the thing that bothers me, I had the clip earlier of Skip and Shannon, and Skip is always talking about the amount of money that Dak Prescott makes, doing advertisements, that he should be given a break. But I don't ever remember Peyton Manning giving the Colts or Denver a break, because Lord knows he was on every commercial in the world. And I remember, when Tony Romo was doing all the Pepsi and Frito-Lay commercials and stuff, I don't remember him giving a discount. Why all of a sudden is it that everybody thinks because he's making money doing stuff that he's supposed to give a discount?
Well, I could clear this up.
Okay.
We talked about this. I don't know if we talked about it on air, but I've discussed this with you on a personal note.
Yes.
Since Dak started the league, he's never had an off season. Because on off season, he's doing personal showings.
Right.
He's doing commercials. He's doing speaking engagements. He's doing all that off the field work. Wait. I said work. That's not free money.
That's a job.
He's out there working for that money. Now, on top of that, if he wasn't a winner, good-looking, well-spoken, educated, a solid guy, and
a winner,
could sell himself, he wouldn't have those. He wouldn't have all that. Now, then the last final note. How much is it worth to these people that say, oh, he can make all his money off the field? How much is it worth to you to not have time with your grandmother who's losing her mind through Alzheimer's, who took care of your mother when she was dying, and you never get to see her because you're working during the off season, to the point that she knew him and now she doesn't?
Yeah, that's time you
How
can
much
never
is
get
that
back.
worth?
Well, you know, the most precious thing in the world is time. And it's nothing you can get back. It's nothing you can trade. It's nothing you can sell. It's nothing you can buy. When that time is gone, this time is gone. And I don't think people
That's right.
understand that this is, you know, this is like being delivering food and stuff in the evenings. Yeah, you can make some extra money and stuff and all that, but it takes you away from other things. And I know how his off season, it's crazy in dealing with stuff with United Way and all that, just to get a conversation with Dak Prescott. I can't imagine the little amount of time that he has, because we've seen him working out all off season, and in fact, when you look at him, he doesn't look like there's an ounce of fat on him. He looks like he is all business, ready to rock and roll. So you don't get that way by, you know, just kicking back and, you know, drinking a few brews with, you know, with your uncle.
Oh, him and his friends and his brother work out every day. They take a little 1 day break every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
They do something every day.
It looks like it.
I mean, from throwing to receivers and running backs, to working out with his ex-college teammates, to working out with his brother. He's got the mirror workout thing, his own little gym. He's got a swimming pool. You know, come on, man. Like, you can't not see the work.
Do you think they're worried about the COVID and being exposed on
I
that?
think everybody's worried about COVID. I mean, you'd be silly not to be.
Well,
But it is what it is. We got to move through.
This is true.
We got to move forward.
Well, I tell you what, the way I look at, you know, there's no way in the world that they can make it 100% safe for everybody. But it seems like the players are probably better off at the facilities than to their own demise and stuff, you know, the time after practice or the time to themselves. I'm hoping that we're able to actually get the season going. But I got to tell you, I feel like, and maybe you can elaborate on this, I feel like there's a big difference now that Jason Garrett is gone. I almost feel like the sky is kind of parted and the sun is coming up, because, you know, when I saw that little opening meeting and stuff, and you see these players, I swear everybody looks like they are cut and just ready to rock and roll this season. Do you have that same feeling?
Well, I know that Dak is completely excited and happy with his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
He's happier with the off-season workout stuff that he's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
He's excited about certain players that people aren't expecting to be great.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's excited about the year that's coming. I know he respected and trusted and liked Jason Garrett. And I don't think Jason Garrett's coaching was the problem. I think Jason Garrett might have been a little bit generic, a little bit predictable. But you fall into that. And I kind of feel like he was in you get in that routine, you get in that wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and it just is what it is. Sometimes you just need a change. And I have nothing bad to say about Jason Garrett. He was helpful, supportive, and did a lot for Dak. So Sanchez did, Kitna did.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing but respect and appreciation for what those people do. But it's time to move on, and sometimes that breath of fresh air helps.
Sometimes I think you need change just for change's sake, because to me, at least on an outsider, to me, when you get a new boss, you don't know what to expect. And so that kind of puts everybody on their toes to kind of say, uh-oh,
Yep.
I've got to prove myself for this guy. A lot of times, when you get used to a situation, you know what to expect, you know what you can get away with, what you can do and all that. At some point, you kind of, you're kind of laid back. But, for example, when I looked at Joe Looney, remember the picture of Joe Looney when he was dressed up like, with Zeke's jersey on and the belly hanging out? Joe Looney looks cut up. Dak looks like, I was just like, damn. To me, all of a sudden, it seems like everybody's got their attention focused on being a team. The fact that nobody has tested positive for COVID, I'm amazed on that. But to me, I've been worried. It's usually the time between OTAs and training camp is the time that you're worried about players being to their own time and everything else. You hold your breath and hope that nobody gets in trouble. So I thought for sure there might be a couple of guys who might come in. But if we're at this point and these guys are already there, I feel great about the opportunity for this team as a whole. And I think the leadership of Dak is just, I'm a Dak fan. But I think that everybody in that huddle looks towards Dak and believes in him.
They believe in each other.
Amen
That's what makes winners, man. When you make people want to believe in themselves and to believe in you, that's part of it.
Wow.
But you want to talk about looks? Look at Michael Gallup.
Michael Gallup, I said, everybody, I can't look at anybody and say, you know what, they look like they've been slacking off this summer. Everybody looks like they are just, it's like they're on a mission together. I loved hearing Mike McCarthy. I'm going to play the clip a little bit later. But Mike McCarthy saying that everything is about winning. Now, I'm going to ask you another question here, and I don't know if you have an answer for it or not. Did I lose my cameras? Okay, sorry, I lost my camera. I don't know if you have an answer for it or not. Do you think that Mike McCarthy, that we heard that he originally, when he got the job, it was a little bit of time before he called Dak Prescott. Do you think that there's any doubts in Mike McCarthy's mind about Dak being his quarterback?
Dak walked into Green Bay Stadium his rookie year and handed them their ass.
Yes, he did. True.
I mean, he beat them in the playoffs till he walked off the field. And that was a comeback.
Yeah.
I don't know. Here's the deal. All the hate crap, let them keep hating. Because all the analytics, they're just making Dak more popular. So hate all you want. We don't care. But I've never met a coach, a player, a doctor, a trainer, equipment manager, a field technician.
Yeah.
Anybody who's ever worked with Dak that doesn't love him, respect him, and give him ultimate props for everything he does. And anybody who has anything to say is more than welcome to say it, because you'll never hear it from anybody who knows. Have you?
No, you know what? Yeah,
what about Dez?
Other than the talking heads out there, you never hear anybody say anything about Dak. You've heard rumors about Carson Wentz and problems in the locker room and so on. I have never heard anybody in the locker room ever say anything about Dak Prescott. And I look at thinking that Amari Cooper went to that team in Washington, and they offered him more money, but he came back for less to be at the Cowboys. To me, that says that you really are all in. I look at the relationship of Dak and Zeke. To me, it's like this is more than just a job. This is like family.
Well, they asked Cooper if he would be interested in getting traded to New England, and he said, "I'd rather play with Dak Prescott than Tom Brady."
Yeah,
that was public.
That's pretty big.
He was in an interview.
Well, I mean, I'm beginning to learn it doesn't matter what you do, that people are always going to have something negative to say, and that says more about the person themselves as opposed to actually the other person. It's more of, I wish I were that guy. I hate him, so I'm not going to have anything good to say about him. And I get that all the time in here. I'm not trying to turn it on myself because I know I don't get anywhere near the amount of hate that they have. But it's so many times people realize that on Dak Prescott's back, I can get paid.
Yeah.
So when you see show after show after show after show that's talking about Dak, when there's 30 other starting quarterbacks in the NFL that nobody gives a rat's ass about, it's a win-win. Either you're going to piss off Cowboy fans and they're going to say, "Did you see what that jackass had to say about him?" Or it's going to be Eagle fans saying, "Yeah, that Dak Prescott, he's trash." Yeah. So they realize that's how they get paid on him. I almost think that there should be a Dak tax for all the talking heads, that every time they do a segment on Dak Prescott, he should get a little kick of the money out of it.
Well, when Des got fired,
Mm-hmm.
the KMs in the world,
Yeah.
the freaking idiots who have nothing better to do but to troll around
Yeah.
because they have no life. So those people were all saying, "Oh, I bet he loves Dak. He lost his job because Dak couldn't get involved."
There's never anything bad to say
They
about
talked all that crap. But where was Des last year?
him. Right there with Dak.
Or this year, actually.
Right there with Dak working
out.
Yeah.
So he hates Dak?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't respect him? It's stupid. They don't know. They don't know. Skip Bayless continues to say, $45 million. He wants more money than Mahomes.
Yeah, well, okay. We all know about Skip Bayless. Now, you have seen Dak since he was a little kid, and you've seen him getting ready for football season and everything else. In comparison to past years, where do you think he is physically, mentally, and emotionally going to the season? It's been a rough off season, dealing with, of course, losing his brother, dealing with COVID and everything else. Where do you think he is right now for this season?
I think if you compare him to others that are going through the same things,
mm-hmm.
they better hang their hat on it, because he is so solid. And I'm not talking about his body. I'm talking about his mind,
mm-hmm.
his goals, his preparation, everything. He's ready. And that goes with everything that's gone on. He honors his brother. He honors his family. He loves his family. Everything he does is for the right reasons.
Amen on that one.
That's why when I see the hate, I try to stay away from it. And sometimes I fall short. But it's because anybody who knows him or worked with him or been around him at all,
mm-hmm.
don't say those things, because they know him. It doesn't take long to know him. He's just an incredible guy. He raises money for cancer. He cares about everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He loves his teammates. He loves his family. He wouldn't screw anybody over for anything. He's honest, like I said, to a fault. I have nothing bad to say about him. And I'm his uncle, and maybe I'm biased, but I can't say the same thing for just about anybody else I know.
All right. So let me, while you got the floor here, do you have anything to say to all the haters and all the trolls that we have out there?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dak's endorsement value is way up there because of your analytics.
Well, this is true, because Google doesn't care if they like you or hate you. That's just that they're responding to you.
Keep hating. Keep clicking. Because right now, analytically, Dak is one of the highest analytical athletes in any sport in the whole world.
That's
because he's got a
amazing.
lot of lovers, but the haters click and click and click. And it's pretty much the same group of probably 100 or so.
Yeah.
It's not like it's gotten to where in the last 2 years I can read something and I can almost tell you who it's going to be.
Oh well, we know.
And if you get rid of,
We know on Facebook that it's, my
yeah,
Facebook page is nothing but haters. It's like I kind
well,
of do
if you
that
get
hit
rid
and
of
run on there.
KM,
Yeah.
if you get rid of KM, you're going to lose about 15 accounts.
But yeah, I was going to say, because he's like a professional troll. Because you get rid of
Yeah,
one,
because
he's got 10 other ones he'll transfer to.
yeah,
So it's best just to ignore guys like that, but you're 100%
yeah,
right
but I
on that.
mean,
But another question for you: when Dak was actually drafted by the Dallas Cowboys in the 4th round, did you see him achieving as much as he has already in his short career?
no, I didn't even think he would have started till last year.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't anticipate this at all.
I
Now,
mean, it's
I,
just
is
amazing.
he,
I mean, I believe, I saw him in college film, and I kept looking and saying, why isn't he actually graded higher than he was? Because I'm sitting there thinking he's playing in the Southeast Conference against more pro players. I mean, the Southeast Conference every year puts 50 plus players in the NFL, and taking Mississippi State, that was not a football power, and looking at the players that were on that offense, I think the tight end went in the 6th round, and other than that, nobody else was drafted on that team. To get them to number 1, I'm like, there should be more buzz on this guy, and that's why I was high on him. I never thought that Tony Romo would get hurt in preseason and Dak would take off
no,
immediately
no,
like he
no.
did, but I always believed that he had all the skill sets that he needed.
Right. That's me too. I expected him to get to this level.
Mm-hmm.
I expected him to have this kind of success. I just didn't expect the opportunity as fast as it happened.
Yeah. Sometimes you
I mean,
get.
if you go look at his
Sometimes it's
college, right?
being.
You're talking about his college.
Yeah. But sometimes it's being in the
You're
right
you're
place at the
looking
right
at
time.
yeah. Well, you're looking at A&M, Ole
Mm-hmm.
Miss,
Mm-hmm.
LSU, and Auburn, who before Dak got there, while he was being recruited, all 4 of those schools had top 10 recruiting classes. And Alabama, of course,
Right.
had the number 1. Ole Miss actually had number 1 2 years before Dak got there. So he's playing with 3-star athletes
Mm-hmm.
against Alabama, who's got linebacker of the year redshirt, or the best receiver in the country
Right.
redshirt. While Dak's taking a 3-star athlete who didn't have another major university scholarship, or a basketball player that never hadn't playing wide receiver. I mean, how did he have that success? Because it
Hard work.
feeds, man. Hard work and leadership, love, and making people around you better by believing in them.
For me, sometimes it's the guys that aren't, the prototypical quarterback. You always get these guys that just comes easy to them. They go to a big school, they do great and stuff and all that, and they never really had to work hard. Sometimes it's the guy who wasn't that big athlete, who wasn't the one that's highly recruited. They become that guy that becomes a tactician. They outwork everybody else, and they're constantly trying to get better over and over and over again. Whereas sometimes you get some of these guys who get there and, they have a great rookie season and everything else, and they think that this is easy, and they end up falling on their ass. And I feel like Dak is one of those ones that will never, ever be satisfied, no matter how good it was. There's always room for me to be able to improve. And I think that's one of those things that drive him. And I think that, I'm guessing, I don't know, Dak like that. I wish I did. But I think he thrives on people not believing him. I kind of have that thing myself. When somebody tells me I can't do something, I will kill myself to prove them wrong.
It's his competitive nature.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing spades, dominoes,
Yeah.
cornhole, washer. He's going to fight you to the end.
See, that sounds like somebody that I played a lot of spades with in college, and that was Charles Haley, because Charles Haley could not stand to lose at anything. It didn't matter what it was. He was going to kill you, one way or the other. That competitive nature will drive you through.
But Dak's efforts they're internal. I've been telling him, well, not me, I'm not the credit, but I'm just saying, I did say, you get better psychologically, emotionally, socially, physically, mentally, educationally, and leadership wise. You can always find a way to get better.
Amen on that one. So I'm gonna
Look,
get ready.
man, I just wanted to take the time.
Well, no, let me ask you this real quick before you get out of here, man. How have you been making it
Yeah.
through this whole coronavirus? I mean, I know this has been hell on everybody, and I know you do a lot of coaching, teaching, and everything else. How's everything going for you?
I mean, we've had a lot of problems with that. Losing Dak's brother and lost an aunt, a good friend of mine's niece. Lost her. Been a lot of problems. Been some funerals couldn't go to. All the basic things that everybody else is going through too.
Yeah.
But we have a really solid support family, and we're all supportive of one another, and that kind of has helped get through all of it. And I got to spend a lot of time with Dak.
Oh, that's great.
More than we've had to spend in a long time. So.
All right. Well, we'll keep you in our thoughts and our prayers. And, if Dak ever has some free time and he just wants to spend it on the Joe Boo Sports Report, let me know.
Sure will, man.
All right, man. You be safe out there, and thanks for calling in.
Hey, man, remember, the haters just give you clicks.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, you know
All
me.
right,
I just keep rolling on with. Come, bring it on. I love a little fight. Okay.
Yep. Bring the clip.
There you go. All right. Be safe out there, man. I'll talk to you later.
Later.
All right, guys. So that was actually Dak Prescott's uncle, Philip Ebarb. Dak's mother is his brother. He helped actually raise Dak Prescott and stuff, and Ford gets to spend time with him and things. And him and I have actually developed a friendship. It's kind of funny because I'm not really that bright. In fact, I'm kind of stupid sometimes. What actually happened with me was I had a person about 2 years ago that said, shared me a link on Facebook and said, this is Dak Prescott's uncle. You should go ahead and try, talk to him a little bit, get to know him and things. And, maybe you can talk to him a bit about Dak Prescott and stuff. And I was like, yeah, sure, right. That's really Dak's uncle. And I go through on his Facebook page, Philip E. Barb and stuff. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm seeing pictures of him with Dak where they're not saying Dak Prescott. And it's kind of like, okay, these are like old pictures and family pictures. But what I noticed was he had sent me a message. And I was like, wait, the fuck? He had sent me a message like 6-8 months before and said, hey, how you doing? I'm Dak Prescott's uncle. I love what you do. I don't always agree with you. But you keep it real and honest. If you ever need anything, let me know. And so I responded to his message with a thumbs up, like, thanks. And when I looked at that, I was just like, boom! It's like, you did that to Dak's uncle. You gave him a thumbs up. You didn't even say, hey, I appreciate it. It's just like, wow, you just stupid. But anyway, he's really cool. He keeps it real. Him and I actually talk from time to time. And, it's sad for Dak to have lost his brother, to get the amount of hate that he gets and things. But you know what? Dak is just going to brush it off. And I'm going to tell you, if there's a season this year, you watch out, because Dak is going to light it up. In fact, I believe that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have one incredible season this year. I feel like, and this is what I was saying to Philip, I feel like from the time Jason Garrett got fired, It was like the skies parted. All the black clouds went away, and it just felt like there was a new day. I may be wrong. Maybe I'm just, hopefully dreaming and praying that we're going to have a great season and that Jason Garrett was the problem as far as, with the team. And I'm not saying that Jason Garrett's a bad guy, but there's been a lot of guys who have been coaches that are great regular season coaches or just can't seem to win the big ones. You could look at somebody like Norv Turner, who is an incredible offensive coordinator. But Norv Turner could never take a team anywhere beyond the regular season. You could look at Marty Schottenheimer. Marty Schottenheimer, you can't tell me that guy couldn't coach and get people wanting to follow him through a brick wall. But he could not get any success in playoffs. There's so few people who can be successful at that level. It wasn't a matter of hating Jason Garrett. It's just wondering, maybe he's not the guy. And at some point, after all of the years, you get stale. The players start to tune you out. And this is where I feel like all of a sudden, these guys are on notice that, wait a minute, there's a new guy in here. We got to impress him. And so let me do this clip right here. Let me see if I have it. Boom. Because I love this. I love seeing this meeting. First of all, that my players are socially distancing, okay? That they got the mask on, okay? They're sitting away from each other. But let's check out this clip real quick here.
It's great to finally be able to stand in front of you and get started on this very unique opportunity. Obviously, anytime you got a chance to be part of an NFL opportunity, it's special. But I think stating the obvious, the uniqueness of this battle with COVID that we got in front of us, not only just here professionally, but personally. For the 13th, we'll have our traditional, big team meeting. It'll be more like the traditional training camp I'm sure you guys are accustomed to. Everything we do will be about winning, okay? Personally, even more so, the investment from the organization, staying in tune with the education, the resources that are, this has been a moving target. If you guys were in here a week ago, this particular part of the facility didn't look this way. So we're still working to keep upgrading and making everything as safe as possible. All right, man, have a great day. Thank you.
I want to address a comment that somebody had on here who just said, it's been 25 damn years. Okay, I want to make something perfectly clear. In fact, let me get up close and personal with you. Of those 25 years, you can't put these guys right here responsible for everything that happened over 25 years. You can put Jerry Jones. You can put Jerry Jones in that because Jerry Jones has been the one who was in charge. But you can't put Dak and Zeke and all that because what those guys have done actually in the last 4 years has actually been pretty good. What they have actually done is win 2 division titles, and the worst season is 8-8. If you look at the last 4 years of what the Dallas Cowboys have done, as opposed to the 4 years before where we were, we went 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 12-4, 4-12, 5 years. That was not real good. That was not real good. But then you go 13-3, you go 9-7, you go 10-6, and you go 8-8. I dare say that the outlook for the Cowboys right now is better than where it was before. You can't blame Dak Prescott for Quincy Carter. You can't blame Dak Prescott for some of the lame coaches that were out there 25 years ago. And I'm sick and tired of people trying to put all this on these guys because at the end of the year, that team in 2019 no longer exists. It changes. Jason Witten is gone. Travis Frederick is gone. You bring in a Gerald McCoy. You bring in a Dontari Poe. This is a brand new team. And finally, thank God, finally, we bring in a coach who has actually won before. And I'm going to put this part out here too. I actually feel really, really good that Jerry Jones has been out to sea. Because I think maybe we finally have an evolution. You know, this has been this crazy year that has changed everything in the world, okay? Whether you realize it or not, everything in the world has changed or will change because of what has happened with the coronavirus. Jerry Jones being out on his yacht. I don't know if he's out there figuring that, you know what, I'm at risk. I'm an older person. I've had health problems in the past. That the best thing I can do is put myself in a bubble. And with everything that's going on, maybe it's better for me not to say anything. And I believe that now we actually have people who do football that are in charge. You got a Will McClay who's acting like a GM, finding talent. You got a coach out here now who believes in analytics, who's actually got people from different locations around the NFL that has an NFL worldview around it. That we don't have what we, you know, so many times I sat there on the couch and I know exactly what's coming on the play. And if I'm sitting on my couch and knowing exactly what's going to happen, you don't think that people that study football 365 days a year figuring out how to stop you don't know? There was no creativity. There was, I'm sorry, you can look at the team and see they gave up on the idea of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know where this will go. For all we know, Mike McCarthy might fall on his ass. But I'm going to tell you that I see this team, attitude-wise, looking different than I have seen in a long time. I look at this and I see everybody. I'm telling you, everybody look. I challenge you to find somebody who looks like they're out of shape after this coronavirus. Dak is like, I mean, there's not an ounce of fat. Zeke even looks a little trimmer right there. Joe Looney with no belly. I got more belly than Joe Looney. I got more belly than a lot of people, but you understand what I'm saying. That these guys are chomping at the bit to go out here. And as you heard from Philip was like, hey, Dak's been working every day. They might take one day off, but every single day they've been working and busting their ass. I don't know that that's the case for everybody, but I believe in that guy. And if you don't believe in him, that's cool. That's cool. But I'm going to say something that I saw today from David Chappelle. David Chappelle said, just because I disagree with you doesn't mean I hate you. And just because I love you doesn't mean that I always agree with you. And I got to tell you that is incredibly deep. And maybe if we all realize that we can have a difference of opinion. I can believe in Dak Prescott. I think he's the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. I've seen things that he's done, and I look at the numbers and everything else, and I believe that he's a great quarterback. That's my belief. You can believe that he's not. You can believe that you'd rather have somebody else, but it doesn't mean that we have to actually hate each other because of it. It's just like my wife. I love my wife to death. I'm so happy I have my wife. But, you know, I always say, till death do us part, but I might be the one that kills you. Because it's not everything that she does that I like, and it's not everything that I do that she likes. But it doesn't mean that I got to hate her. You understand where we're going with this? There is a narrative that's out there that's against Dak. I talked earlier today, because people will say, no matter what you say, somebody's got an opposite opinion on it. You say, you know, Dak's got great statistics. It's not about statistics, he's got winning. You can go through and say, okay, well, he's got second most victories with the Dallas Cowboys, even with Jason Garrett as a coach in the NFL. Oh, it's about playoff success. Okay, well, how many games has Carson Wentz won in the playoffs? I go back through and say, okay, Lamar Jackson, 0-2 in the playoffs. Never scored more than 20 points in the playoffs. Fact. Sean Watson, Dak and him have the exact same record. Dak Prescott, 1-2. Dak's got more touchdown passes, got better QBR rating, got more yards. So what's the difference between Dak and Deshaun Watson? But in people's minds, oh, Deshaun Watson, he's head and shoulders. It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. I'm just sick and tired of the crap. And let me give you guys another one here. One more here real quick, too. This one actually was kind of cool. This was kind of cool. Let me switch up cameras right here. Because we keep getting fed this narrative. Oh, Lordy. We having problems over here. I'm sorry, I'm having problems. I am going to replace this computer. We keep getting sold a bill of goods. And the thing is we hear so much stuff. When you hear something so many times, sooner or later you begin to believe it, especially if you're a weak-minded individual. Especially if you already have in your mind, I don't like that. You're going to believe everything that you hear. But we kept hearing this narrative that that Carson Wentz was thrown to lawn furniture. That, he had nobody. But this was actually by Cowboys Nation. It was actually pretty good research here. So Carson Wentz throwing to lawn furniture now. And I'm not sure how his players feel about this. Throwing to lawn furniture, as they put it, had 4,039 yards passing in 2019. 3,213 of them, 80%, went to guys that were either a first or second round draft pick. What? Let me say that again. 80% of the passes caught by Carson Wentz's receivers went to guys that were drafted in the first or second rounds. 27 TD passes, 24 of them, went to first or second round picks. So when you hear this whole thing that Carson Wentz did it with practice squad guys, here's the breakdown of it right here. Here's the breakdown right here. Each round of players. Breakdown. Let me see. There we go. You can look at it. Nelson Aguilar, second round pick. First round pick. Alshon Jeffrey, second round pick. Emmanuel Sanders, second round pick. Deshaun Jackson, first round pick. Zach Ertz, second round pick. Dallas Gephardt, second round pick. So this narrative that we're always sold and told, Carson Wentz didn't have anybody to throw to. Well, those were guys that were drafted in the first and second round. Michael Gallup was a third round draft pick, I believe. What, wasn't he? Wasn't he a late draft pick? So this is the whole thing that drives me crazy is we keep getting told by idiots out there that, Dak is not this, Dak is not that. He can't win without having good guys around him. Well, all these guys were first and second round picks. Does that not mean anything? Am I wrong? Sorry, I've lost my feed here, and let me pull it up on my cell phone. My Wi-Fi is acting up again tonight. I apologize, y'all. Let's see. See if I can get it back. Missed the super chat there. Who did the $20? Howard Floyd. Let me add you to the drawing here. And I'm going to get Michael to get up off his behind here in a second to go ahead and do this. Hopefully, did I miss any other ones? Howard Floyd, appreciate it. As I try and get this computer back up. In fact, let me do this. Get you guys going on this real quick. We're going to do a little throwback here. All right, there. That allowed me to get this stream back up. Stuart Morrison. Having all kinds of problems tonight on my Wi-Fi. For some reason, nothing wants to work and stuff. At least it worked while I had Philip on here. And I've lost my camera there. Now, I want to clarify something. I actually want you guys to understand that when you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going. And so many people don't know the history of the Dallas Cowboys. And I want to start trying to bring a little bit of that to you guys. See, so many people have said to me that, oh, you're not really a Cowboys fan. You're just a Dak Prescott fan. And when Dak Prescott gets kicked to the curb by the Dallas Cowboys, I guess you're just going to take your bandwagon ass out of here. And it's like, you don't really know me. And if you don't know me, then don't be trying to comment and assume things about me. Because, see, I watched Bob Lilly play. I watched the Dallas Cowboys before their first Super Bowl. I have been a Dallas Cowboy fan all my life. I grew up in Virginia, went to school with Richie Pettibone, who was their defensive coordinator's kids. We played on the same football team. This is when the Washington football team was actually a good team. I know it's hard to believe, but they were actually very, very good. And they were winning Super Bowls. If I wasn't going to be a Washington football team fan, then why would I jump ship with my Dallas Cowboys right now? That's not going to happen. Now, if the Cowboys were stupid enough to say, you know what, we'll get Marcus Mariota in 2 years, okay? We'll go ahead and pay Dak this year, and next year we'll let him walk. You know what, Bobby Murphy? This is what's so funny about you Eagle fans who have eagle-itis. You guys have a short memory because, I'm happy that you finally got a Super Bowl. But get back to me when you get more than one. The Washington football team's got 2 more than you do. The Giants have 3 more than you do. We got 4 more than you do. So finally, happy. You're no longer the ringless wonders, but you ain't done shit. And to at least, you can at least look and say, well, the Dallas Cowboys in the 70s, we were a dynasty. We went to 5 Super Bowls. 5. We won 2. We got robbed by 2 against the Steelers, but that's a different story. In the 80s, we ended up going through and we won 3. Last I checked, you only won 1. And since that time, you kind of gone down the toilet. You're gone down the damn toilet. Keep pounding your chest because I'm going to tell you, your ship is sinking right now. Your ship is sinking. D-Link, thank you very much. That's super chat. Michael Anthony Fitness, you feel like picking a name for me? Do you feel like Mike? Huh? Burgundy and gold. What? You gonna? Oh well, you'll be the one picking. So everybody who has actually done a super chat last show and this show, to kick off our new glasses, we have our new glasses here. So these are super chats from the last 2 weeks, and I'm still looking for Aaron Wojciechowski. Aaron, where are you? Who you got? Philip Vance. Philip Vance. Bam. Here we go. Philip Vance. You are our winner, chicken dinner. So email me at cowboysmark94@gmail. And if we have any Cowboys88, we'll put you in for the next one. Cowboys88. You're in for next one on Friday. School them. I'm just sick and tired of these Eagles that think that they done something. And but you know what? Like I said, just because I disagree with you doesn't mean I have to hate you. Okay? But Philip, make sure that you email me at CowboysMark so we can get your glass sent out to you. James Nooks. Now, Philip got me off my game because I had actually planned on doing some different stuff, man. But I'm not mad about Philip. Philip, thank you for calling, man. I appreciate you calling in. But I've just kind of I've got like a brain fart here, and I can't remember exactly what I wanted to talk about. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. The Cowboys with our new coach and Jerry Jones. I think Jerry Jones is worried about the coronavirus and making sure that he's out to sea safe in his own bubble. And I think, I got no proof of this or anything, but I think he is finally letting football people handle the organization. We've heard for years that, they were planning on succession, that slowly Will McClay was taking on the scouting department and kind of some of those GM duties, that Stephen Jones was taking care of the money side of it and things, and Jerry Jones was the face of the franchise, so to speak, the mouthpiece. But since the whole coronavirus and everything else, Jerry seems to have been missing in action. And it may be that they end up deciding maybe this is the thing to do, that we'll focus on Mike McCarthy being the one that's out there front and center. And I got to be honest, I kind of like it. I kind of like that we're not listening to Jerry Jones, spewing all kinds of stuff and everything. I want to hear from the coach. I want to hear from the guy who's out there dealing with the players and stuff one-on-one. Let me have him. Let me let him have full control of this team, and let's see where it goes. It's going to be a difficult season. We don't know how it's going to work. We don't know if it's going to work at all. This week, college football will be talking about whether or not they're going to have a season. I don't know how they have a season. I'll be honest with you. It's going to be crazy. But hopefully the players that haven't opted out, that all of them are on board with saying, we're going to make sure that we're focusing in on nothing but football. And if that's the case, if the Cowboys can continue doing what they're doing and staying away from coronavirus, we got a good chance. Everybody seems to be focused. Everybody seems to be in great shape. Everybody seems ready to rock and roll. And I am hoping and praying that we can continue this. So it's actually a little bit overtime here, but I got to do this. I have to do this for all of you great Eagle fans out there that come into the show. I know you come in here just for this. So let's give you what you want. Yeah, you gotta love that. You just gotta love that. Anyway, when we sent out the draft, our glasses and stuff today. We took care of some of the new channel members and stuff. When you get your glasses, please email me at cowboysmark94@gmail.com, so that way we can get you guys added to the shot glass video. And right now, it is time to grab your shot glass. It's going to be a blue shot tonight because we getting ready to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody being here. Special shout out to Philip Ebarb for coming on the show unexpectedly and giving us some insight on Dak Prescott. Be safe out there. Listen. If our Dallas Cowboys players can socially distance, if they can wear a mask and try and do the right thing, why can't the rest of us? Seriously. Philip talked about family members and friends that they've lost. I've talked to a lot of you fans out here who have lost family members and friends. And beyond, when people say, oh, it's just a cold, most people get over it. Understand, it's beyond that too, because when you think about all the people who have lost jobs, when you think about people whose businesses are now gone, when you think about all of these things that have happened all the way around to the economy in our country, along with all the people that have died, it behooves all of us to do what we can to try and stop this thing. That being said, I got my shot here. Let's get it going. All right, y'all. Be safe out there, and I will see you guys first thing in the morning. Well, actually, fireside chat too, although it is raining out there. What the heck.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.